Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the channel. This is the first time you are seeing me. Please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. Today's video will be on the Sony A90J Master Series, which is the true successor to the legendary A9G Master Series from 2019. I do have some information on prices for the 55-inch and 65-inch, as well as its shipping dates, when it will be available to be shipped to you. And that information is courtesy of Robert and Wendy Zohn of Value Electronics. Talked to Robert today. I'm always pestering him on release dates and prices, and I have that information for you today. So I want to keep this video short and sweet for you guys. I am going to read the prices off of a notepad. I've made this video about 100 times due to the ambient noise in the house. I've had to redo it several times, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Hard for me to stay on topic when I'm talking about Sony and LG, Samsung, and all the panels we're going to have and all the exciting features, but I'm going to try and stay on task for you guys today. We're looking at the 55-inch version, which will be available on March 3rd. That will cost $2,997. Yes, I'm reading it off of my daughter's notebook. Also, the 65-inch will be $3,997. That'll be available at the end of the week of March 8th. I will also be there at the end of next week, and I'll get an early look at the 55-inch version. And I can't wait to get my hands on it, because this year we are going to have a new cognitive processor, and I'm happy to see Sony go with a totally new processor just for us to be able to talk about extreme, processors and this one and that one. It's better just to go right to cognitive, something easier to talk about. And by going with a new processor, hopefully I'll be able to go through the settings, and maybe those settings will be a bit different. So I have the prices, as I mentioned, of the 55-inch and the 65-inch. The 83-inch has not been released as far as its price or availability. I can only guess that it'll be between $6,000, $6,500 to as high as $8,000, maybe somewhere in the middle. You got to keep in mind, guys, that OLEDs even a few years ago were $15,000 at 77 inches. Now, this is where I have to stay on task, but I do want to read off, for comparison's sake, the prices of the A9G and the AAH, because anytime new technology comes out, there is the opportunity to purchase old technology or older technology, even from last year. As we had the AAH of last year is currently 55 inches, it is $18.99, and at 65 inches, it's $24.99. There was no 77-inch last year. There was a 49-inch A9S Master Series that you saw here, courtesy of Value Electronics. That one is $17.99. It's expensive because it is a Master Series. Also, the 55-inch A9G is $2,099 right now. Its 65-inch iteration is $27.99, and the 77-inch is $4,000. Now, the reason I bring those up is that we're not just here to talk about brand new high-end technology. Anytime new technology comes out, it's always an opportunity for you guys that are looking for a better value and perhaps more size to be able to purchase the OLED of your dreams. The A9G Master Series is always going to be more money, as Master Series have better sound, better build quality, and they also have a prestige that goes with it. The Z9D, the Z9G, the A9G, there's just a prestige to it. They're also calibrated out of the box. If you add all that together, it's arguably worth it. I think it's worth it. I think the Master Series are incredible. There was definitely a big difference with the A9S being a Master Series right out of the box versus any other OLED or LED. So reading those prices off to you, you think that the 77-inch is $4,000 for the A9G. That'll probably drop a little bit as soon as these panels release. I know you're not seeing big drops in price yet, but keep in mind that when Sony releases their panels, they are the price that they launch for about 3 months. And then they tend to fall between $500 to $1,000, depending on the size and depending on the price. Then if you can keep an eye on the stock of the A9G and the AAH, you should see them drop a little bit. The A9G is still more expensive than the AAH. The AAH, to me, had some improvements over the A9G, but you'll see a more stark difference between the Master Series this year and the A80J this year. The A80J will have a 55, a 65, and a 77. The A90 will have a 55, 65, and 83, but they will be brighter. They will have better sound. And LG is kind of following suit, where the CX and the G1, or the GX, I should say, were very, very similar. It's always been that way with LG. Their G series will be brighter as well. We're going to follow that up in a video. I have a theory of why there's not an 83-inch Evo yet. We'll talk about that in another video. Again, trying to keep it somewhat short, which I'm terrible at. But when you're looking at these panels, the A90J obviously is HDMI 2.1. There is only 2 of them. The other 2 are HDMI 2.0B. And I believe the 2.1s are full bandwidth. Again, they have a new processor, the cognitive processor. You can always go on Value Electronics website. I'll actually add that to the end of this video, and we'll go by and look at all the market speak. I call it market speak because that's what the manufacturer really puts up, but a lot of you guys find that interesting. They will have 4K 120 out of the box. They will not have variable refresh rate or auto low latency game modes at launch. They will have those, I believe, in the spring. You'll also see the Sony A90J being updated along with them. And I'm not sure if they'll have any other gaming features other than those, but those are still miles apart from what they have now. And I think it's very exciting to have not only a much brighter panel, because so many of us in the States are so jealous that Panasonic has these brighter panels. And when it comes to the A9G and the AAH, the AHE, and the other OLEDs, that's why I feel like OLEDs, going back a year, if you're looking for better value and you don't need HDMI 2.1, really keep an eye on the A9G and the AAH. Even with Value Electronics, if you do call them, email them, you have any questions for them. Also, other than the A90J, ask them about the AAH and the A9G. They do have them in stock, and hopefully next week I'll be able to edit it and kind of see how they look, because I'll have we'll have the A90J at Value Electronics. They also have their Panasonic down there, OLEDs, the A9G. They also have the ZX from LG there as well. So that's my quick video, which is still pretty freaking long. So just to reiterate, 55-inch A90J at launch will be about $3,000. The A90J at 65 inches will be nearly $4,000. And I'm just guessing at 83 inches, you'll see $6,000 to $8,000, maybe $7,500, which, you know, a lot of people are saying that 4K is down this year price-wise. That's because 4K is slowly being phased out. The 8K prices are obviously much higher. The Z9G's successor is going to be expensive. Same with Samsung's lineup, and LG's 8K lineup will be as expensive as 4K in its prime. So it's really not a bargain that they're releasing at this price. But I, for one, my final thoughts on it real quick. I really wanted to see the successor to the A9G last year. We were the first channel to report that it was canceled, which that information I got right from Robert, that the A9H was canceled. They did plan that panel. So I was speculating that this year's A90J would be 8K and way too expensive. So I'm very happy that it's still 4K, and the 83 in size is interesting and looking forward to it. But Master Series are awesome, and they are expensive, but it is a legacy product. It is a prestigious product. And even if you have an old Master Series, there's just something to that. Like I said, the build quality, the sound. At the end of this video, which will be right now, we'll go over what you see on Value Electronics website, and we'll go through all the information, as I call it, market speak. But let's get behind the camera and we'll finish the video there. All right, guys, here we are on the website. I'm actually foregoing the microphone. Like I said, I've edited this several times. Check out their website. Don't forget to ask them also about the AAH, the A9S, and the Sony A9G. They do have those in stock as well. As I mentioned before, it's a great opportunity to purchase those at a lower price. Now, here we're looking at what I call market speak. As you're going down, you're going to be talking about the cognitive processor, the AI that's included with that. as well as the features that they always talk about in specs. The Master Series, as I said, they have better sound, better build quality. They are basically out of the box, they're calibrated, so they're pretty amazing. Again, like I said, better build quality as well in cable management. We're going to go down here a little bit. You can see that eARC is included. 4K 120 Hertz is right out of the box. Variable refresh rate and VRR will be added at a later date. You will also see as I pan down that they do mention that there's only two HDMI 2.1, but I do believe they are 48 gigabytes per second. Keep in mind that that firmware update is going to include the 900H as well. Hopefully won't take too long. Should be available in the spring, which actually is right around the corner. But we're going to show you here as we talk about the, the other, Google, Android still, Google Assistant, Alexa devices, things of that nature. But you will see here where it talks about the HDMI 2.1 ports. There that is right there, 2.0B and 2.1. So, hopefully the year after that they'll have them all. At least they have two. But that's as quick a video as I can make. Again, I've made the video several times. Special thank you to Robert and Wendy at Value Electronics. Hit them up for any of your AV needs. Thank you again to them. And I will see you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think. And are you excited for the A90J? Or are you looking at last year's OLEDs as well? Take care, guys. Thank you, as always.